Good morning, students. In today's class, I will explain you third chapter of a industrial electronics subject. So, in this chapter, we will study about the rectifiers, filters, and voltage regulators. So, I'll just give the basics in today's class, and then I will explain about a half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. So, we know current, right? So, current means nothing but a flow of electrons. So, and that current will be flows in two ways. We can call it as a AC current and DC current, means alternative current and direct current. So alternative current means the current will flow in both the forward direction and backward direction. In direct current, the current flows only in a forward direction, or we can say only flows in one direction. In alternative current, the current flows in both direction. In direct current, the current flows in one direction only. Suppose in our homes we are getting a alternative current, right? So, but to charge our mobile phones, laptops, we require a DC current. In our home, we are getting a alternative current, AC, but to charge our mobile phones, laptops, desktop, we require a DC current. What should we do? So, to convert the AC into DC, we require one circuit. So, that circuit is nothing but a rectifier. So, rectifier is a device which converts AC into a DC. Is it clear? Rectifier is a device that converts AC into a DC, and that phenomenon or that process is known as a rectification. And the device which is used for this purpose is called as a rectifier. This process is known as a rectification. So in electronic devices, as I said now, a circuit will be used and that circuit will be called as a LMPS, linear mode power supply or regulated power supply. It is used to convert the AC supply into a DC supply. So if you want to convert the DC supply into a AC supply, then we will use a switch mode power supply. So if you want to convert AC into DC, we will use LMPS in electronic devices. LMPS means linear mode power supply. We can also call it as a regulated power supply. And in order to convert the DC supply into a AC supply or DC to DC, switch mode power supply SMPS is used in electronic devices. So is it clear? So after the after the rectification process also. So what we are doing in rectification process? In rectification process, we are just converting the AC into a DC. It's not a pure DC, it's a pulsating DC. It means it consists of some AC components also. So after the rectification also, it consists of some AC components. So the presence of AC components is known as a ripple. I repeat again, the presence of AC components is known as a ripple. So in order to remove that AC components, we are using a filter. So the purpose of a filter is to remove the additional AC components. So the output of a filter which contains the DC components only, it is also varies. So in order to regulate that DC voltage, we are using a voltage regulator. Is it clear? So the purpose of a rectifier is to convert the AC into a pulsating DC, and the filter work is to convert the pulsating DC into a pure DC. And that pure DC is also not a constant one. It also varies. To regulate this DC voltage regulator is a required. So in this chapter, we will study about the rectifiers, filters and voltage regulators. So now we will see classification of a rectifier. So we are having a various types of a rectifier. So we'll see one by one. So group A, group B, group C and group D and group E. So group A means vacuum tube rectifiers. So again, they are classified into three types. They are half wave vacuum tube rectifiers, full wave vacuum tube rectifier, bridge rectifier using vacuum diodes, so vacuum diodes. And group B, semiconductor diode rectifiers. Again, they are classified into three types. They are half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, and bridge rectifier. Then group C, gas diode rectifiers. Again, classified into two types. They are whole cathode gas diode rectifiers and mercury arc rectifiers. And group D is nothing but polyphase rectifiers. Group P is controlled rectifiers. Again, it is classified into four types. They are thyratron rectifiers, ignitron rectifiers, excitron rectifiers, silicon control rectifiers. So these are the various types of rectifiers. But in our syllabus, we're just having a semiconductor diode rectifiers. That is group B. So we will study about the half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier only. So initially vacuum tubes are no longer used. And then gas diodes are obsolete. Mercury arc rectifiers are still used whenever we require a DC power in a large amount. And SCRs and thyristors have a suppressed thyroton rectifiers. So now we will see half wave rectifier. So half wave rectifier, the name itself says half wave. So in a half wave rectifier, it converts the AC to a pulsating DC by using only one half cycle of the applied AC input voltage. So we will apply AC input voltage, right? So out of that AC input voltage, half wave rectifier uses only one half cycle only. So I repeat the definition again. Half wave rectifier converts the AC to a pulsating DC using only one half cycle of the applied AC voltage. And this half wave rectifier will consisting of a only one diode. Whereas in full wave rectifier, it converts the AC to a DC by using both the half cycles. If we take a wave will consisting of a positive half cycle as well as a negative half cycle, right? So in half wave rectifier, it uses only positive half cycle only. Whereas in full wave rectifier, it uses both the positive half cycle as well as the negative half cycle. So what happens in half wave rectifier we'll see now. So a half wave rectifier converts from AC to pulsating DC using only one half cycle of the applied AC voltage. So next it is the circuit diagram of a half wave rectifier. So here we are having a transformer. Next in old next VI represents voltage, and we are having a diode, and RL means load resistance, and output V0 is taken across the load resistance RL. So it is the circuit diagram of a half wave rectifier. We are having only one diode in half wave rectifier. Now we will see what happens the operation of a half wave rectifier. So if you observe the diagram here, whenever I apply a positive half cycle, so the diode D1 will be acts as a forward bias. The diode D1 will be on and it acts as a forward bias. We know. So in PN junction diode, I explained forward bias and reverse bias, right? So forward bias means whenever the positive terminal of the semiconductor or whenever the positive terminal of the diode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and the negative terminal of the diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, we can say it is in a forward bias. And vice versa is known as a reverse bias. Reverse bias means positive terminal of the diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery and negative terminal of the diode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So that is called as a reverse bias. So what happens here? Just observe the waveform, first waveform. So first waveform is having a positive half cycle as well as a negative half cycle, right? So I'm applying a positive half cycle. So what happens here is, so when I apply positive half cycles, here the polarities will be as at the transformer side, the polarities will be plus and minus. So because of we know at the transformer we are having a plus sign. So plus and diode is also in a positive. So positive means diode will be acts as a forward bias and it will be on, current flows through it and we will get the output voltage for the positive half cycle. If you observe the output waveform, we will get the output. Whereas in negative half cycle, if you take the negative half cycle, take negative half cycle here, then the transformer signal transformer polarity will be changed into negative. Diode having a positive here. So negative and diode positive means it will be acts as a reverse bias and current does not flow through it. So we don't get any output voltage. So that is the function of a or working of a half wave rectifier. During the positive half cycle only, we will get the output. During the negative half cycle, the diode will be in off state and it acts as a reverse bias. We don't get any output voltage. For if it input as a Vm sin theta, then output also Vm sin theta only. We will get the output as it is as a input only. So it is for the negative half cycle. As I said now, for the negative half cycle, the diode will be in off state and does not current the current. During the negative half cycle of the anode of the diode becomes negative with respect to the cathode, so that the diode is operated in the reverse bias. The resistance offered by the diode is in reverse bias is infinite and the diode acts as an open circuit, hence there is no voltage across the load resistance. Just only one point. In half wave rectifier, whenever we have a positive half cycle, diode will be in on state and current flows through it, we will get the output voltage. Whenever we apply a negative half cycle, the diode will be in a off state and it acts as an open circuit and current does not flow through it. So that is the simple operation of a half wave rectifier. So these are the waveforms of a half wave rectifier. So first waveform is the input waveform. So if you observe the input waveform is having both the half cycles, positive half cycle, negative half cycle. So whereas in the output side, we will get only for the positive half cycle only, because for the positive half cycle only we will get the output voltage. For a negative half cycle, we are not getting the output. So if you observe the outputs here, for the positive half cycle only, diode will be on. For the negative half cycle, diode will be off. So we will get the output for only positive half cycle. So this is the waveform of a half wave rectifier. So half wave rectifier have some parameters. They are like efficiency, ripple factor, peak inverse voltage, output frequency, form factor, peak factor, transformer utilization factor, voltage regulation. So I will explain about all these factors later. Now we will see full wave rectifier. What happens in full wave rectifier? So before explaining about the full wave rectifier, I will tell you what are the disadvantages of a half wave rectifier. So in half wave rectifier, the ripple factor is a high and the efficiency is low, and the transformer utilization factor is also low. So because of all these disadvantages, that half wave rectifier circuit is normally not used. So basically we prefer full wave rectifier only, and half wave rectifier has some advantages, that is simple circuit. Half wave rectifier is a simple circuit and cost also less compared to the full wave rectifier. So now we will see full wave rectifier. So as I said, now in half wave rectifier we will use only one positive half cycle, whereas in full wave rectifier we will use both the half cycle. So the definition will be a full wave rectifier converts the AC to pulsating DC using both the half cycles of the applied AC voltage. So if we take one wave, it uses both the positive half cycle as well as the negative half cycle. We'll see how. If you observe the circuit diagram here it is having a two diodes, whereas in half wave rectifier it is having only one diode. If you observe here in full wave rectifier, here we are having a diode D1 and diode D2, and here the transformer is a center tap transformer. So it is the circuit diagram of a full wave rectifier. Now we will see the working of a full wave rectifier, what happens during the positive half cycle and what happens during the negative half cycle. So if I apply the positive half cycle, then what happens is, if you observe the transformer secondary winding, there is A and B, right? So if you observe the A and B, if I apply a positive half cycle, so A is positive polarity and diode is also having a positive. So positive means, so just observe the first diagram here, diode like this, anode and cathode, right? Positive polarity and negative polarity. Diode will have a positive polarity and negative polarity. So at the A, we are having a positive, and diode is also having a positive polarity. Positive means forward bias. So D1 is in on state and current flows through it. Okay, is it clear? And whereas in B, observe at B, there we are having a negative polarity. Negative and diode. So here we are having an anode and cathode. So negative and here positive means positive means reverse bias, and D2 will be in offset, current does not flows through it. Is it clear? Here according to the Lenz law, Lenz is Lenz law, during the positive half cycle we will consider it as A as a positive and B as a negative. Sorry. So because of that reason, diode D1 will be in on state and current flows through it, and diode D2 will be in off state and current does not flows through it during the positive half cycle. Now we will see what happens in negative half cycle. So during the negative half cycle, the polarities at the secondary winding of the transformer will be changed. If you observe, the A polarity will be changed to negative and B will be changed to positive. If you observe the before, here we are having a symbols, A is positive and B is negative. So during the negative half cycle, the polarities will be changed. A is negative and B is a positive. So negative plus negative plus positive means we can say it is in a reverse bias. So current does not flow through D1, and whereas if you observe the diode D2, so at the B we are having a positive polarity and diode is also having a positive. So positive means it is in a forward bias condition. So in forward bias condition, current flows through it. So at the output side, we will get only for the negative half cycle, we will get the output like this only. Is it clear? For the positive half cycle, we are getting diode D1 is on and we are getting only one output as like this for for positive half cycle, and whereas in negative half cycle we will get the output like this for the diode D2. So finally the output of a full wave rectifier are like this, input consisting of a positive half cycle and negative half cycle. So output is for the positive half cycle diode D1 is on, so we are getting the output. For negative half cycle diode D2 is on, so we are getting the output. Again for the positive half cycle D1 is on, we are getting the output, and again for the negative half cycle D2 is on, we are getting the output. So in full wave rectifier we will get the output for both the half cycles. If you observe here, for positive half cycle we are having output, for negative half cycle also we are getting the output. So in full wave rectifier we are getting output for both the positive half cycle and negative half cycle, whereas in half wave rectifier, observe the waveforms of a half wave rectifier. So observe here, for the positive half cycle only we are getting the output, for negative half cycle we are not getting the output. So that is the major difference between the half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. So in full wave rectifier also we are having some advantages and disadvantages. So advantages are efficiency is high, ripple factor is low, and transformer utilization factor is high. Disadvantages are it is very difficult to exact center of the secondary winding, and it is having a high peak inverse voltage. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of a full wave rectifier. So that is for this today's class. Is it clear? So we have in this today's class we have studied about the rectifiers, and then we have studied about the half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. So rectifier means it is a device which converts AC to a DC. That is called as a rectifier, and this process is known as a rectification. So in electronic devices, to convert the AC into DC, LMPS is used. Linear mode power supply is used. So to convert DC to AC, we will use SMPS in electronic devices. LMPS is also called as a RPS, means regulated power supply. And half wave rectifier means a half wave rectifier converts from AC to pulsating DC using only one half cycle of the applied of AC voltage. Full wave rectifier means a full wave rectifier converts from AC to pulsating DC using both the half cycles of the applied input voltage. So that's it for the today's class. Thanks for watching.